welcome back to Becca is Stitching. I'm Becca and this is my Flosstube channel where today I'm going to talk about a lot of cross stitching. So it's a very exciting episode. We had a 3-day weekend for Indigenous Peoples Day and I got so much stitching done. So that is very exciting. Over the last 2 weeks, I've gotten a lot of stitching done. And it's finally getting cold. Guys, I'm so happy. I got my sweater out. This is a sweater I made earlier this year. This is the Storm Sweater by Petite Knit. I love it. It's so cozy. This yarn, what is it? I don't know. It's Drops Extra Fine Merino. I don't remember which thing it is, but it pills like absolute crazy, but it's so soft. And I tend to find some wools scratchy, so despite the pilling, I don't care. It's one of my favorite, just like throw on and goes. Anyway, that's enough about my knitting. But yes, I was excited to pull this one out again. And I think, let's see, what else did I do over the last 2 weeks? Oh, I was finally able to get to every first or second Thursday of the month at a local library. Some of my friends from my Culpeper stitching group, they meet up at a library. It's during the day, so I have to like rearrange my schedule a little bit. And I was finally able to go see them. So that was exciting, something new, met up with some people. And I mean, didn't get a ton of stitching done, but I got to chat, so that's always fun. And let's see, upcoming, not this weekend, next weekend, I'm going down to Williamsburg for, it's a 1-day retreat at Liberty Hill Needleworks down in Williamsburg. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah. So between this weekend and next weekend, I don't know how much stitching I'll get done in the next 2 weeks, but for today we have a lot. So I will just quit yapping. I did lock the cat upstairs because she was an absolute menace and I don't think I would make it through the video with her behaving that way today. So I'm sorry, Diana fans, you will not see her in this video for my own mental well-being. So, okay, the first thing, jumping into whips. I had the finish that I said I was gonna get done last week, but you never know what's gonna happen. I'm very excited about it. Huge finish. I got the stocking done. So yes, this is a stocking. It's on 36 count white linen. I swapped out the 18 count Aida that came in the kit. It's a Dimensions Gold kit. It's called Santa's Journey Stocking and the art is by Peggy Abrams. It's done. Oh, I'm so excited. There are 5 bajillion French knots and there's couching and there's backstitch and there's all of the above. So we'll just go through. Okay, so we'll just take it up from here. So you can kind of tell. So there's some metallic couching right here. There's beads along the whole top. There's 5 million snow white French knots. There's beads in the tree as well. Oh, and I swapped out the beads. So these beads are a Mill Hill Gold Seed bead instead of the, in my opinion, really not good quality beads in the kit. Tons of couching on him. So all of this gold on his coat and his hat, that's all couched down. Again, 5 million French knots here and some beads. There's that. The sled came out really well. There is some cording there for the sled handle. And again, 5 million more French knots over here. So yes, this was quite the undertaking, but it's done. I'm very excited. So I have almost 2 full months to get this one and my sister's stocking fully finished. And of course I will show those when they are fully finished, but that was just so exciting to have him done. I was feeling the pressure of this one. Oh, it feels so good. Feels so good to have him off my plate in a reasonable amount of time. You know what? I didn't even set up right. All right, now that we're set up correctly, I'm actually filming this day early because my weekend is going to be a little bit crazy, so I'm just all off kilter today, honestly. But yeah. Oh, it's done. I'm so excited. And it looks so good. It's going to look really good in person. I can't wait to see them fully finished. Got to make sure I'm comfortable fully finishing them. I think it'll be okay. Yeah. So that was very, very exciting. And again, I worked on 5 million other projects. So lots more to talk about, but that was, I think I started it like right after the video, and it took me like 3 or 4 days to finish all of that. I mean, I stopped, took break with some other projects in there. I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm giving up today on that one. Yeah, it's done. So yes, that was very, very exciting. Happy. How many times can I say that that was exciting? I feel very happy that that is off my list of things to do before the end of the year. One less thing to worry about. So, WhipGo. WhipGo is a game made by Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She has like a bingo board every month. She calls 2 numbers on it, and you do whatever that box says, whether it's a project. This year, mine is prompts. So last week I said my WhipGo goal, or like my WhipGo projects this month were going to be Bellatrix and Herb Garden by the Drawn Thread. But I pulled out Herb Garden, started to work on it, and I got all the fancy like dinky dyes and thread gatherer silken colors, but I didn't get the MPIs. And it's not that I'm regretting not getting them, but I think the conversion for DMC to MPI is not good for that one and for the next one I'm about to show. But I think some work needs to be done on the conversion charts for MPI to DMC because it's not fully accurate. So I have thinking to do when it comes to Herb Garden, because I'm not ready to drop $75 on that relatively small project when it comes down to like floss usage. So I put that aside. So that was going to be for the prompt Sad Sad Start. So instead I chose another project that was, I'm using the DMP conversion to the MPI silks, and so it's looking a little bit different than the cover image. It is what it is. So yes, that one is Anna's Bird. So this one I had only worked on it one day. I started it at a Lindy Stitches event earlier this year and never went back to it. So I was excited to pull this one back out again, and I had not slotted it in for any other work, so I wasn't sure if this was going to be seen again through the end of the year. So yeah, so I got in, and again, I mean, you can tell, I don't know if you can tell in the image here, but it's a lot grayer than the image, which looks more like bluey. But like, I mean, you can even tell what the DMC color is called. Like it calls for grays, right? Like it calls for the 413, 415, like that line. And I don't know if the MPAs have changed or if they couldn't have changed because the image is blue. I don't know. Either way, I think he looks great. It's just definitely different than the cover image. And I think these are the first 2 projects that I've tried to do the DMC compared to the NPI like called for. So that's a bit of a learning curve for me. But again, for something this small, I was not about to buy like a full skein of NPI silk to use like 5 strands of it. I was not going to do that. But yeah, so what I did on him, back to the point here. So I finished out the black in the body. I did almost this entire wing. There's just a little bit of the wing left over here. And then I pulled down a little bit into his tail. So this is, I didn't even give any of the details. So this is Anna's Bird by Carriage House Samplings. And this is on 46 count Fox and Rabbit Saltbush linen. And I'm doing it 1/2 with, of course, the DMC conversion. This is what I picked up and first started. So I picked up a lot of stuff at Anchors and Threads when I was there in June. And this was the project that I started out of all the stuff that I got there. And that's where I got the fabric as well. It's like almost like a slightly brownish gray. It's pretty. Very standard neutral color though. And zero modeling, which is, I think, kind of nice sometimes. Yeah. So again, surprise progress on Anna's bird, but that's okay. I didn't work on Bellatrix. What I've been doing is trying to work on like one WhipGo project in between videos. So like from now until my next one, because it was Bellatrix, it's more Halloween-y anyway. I figured I would work on her before my like end of October video. Okay, my other category is Great British Bake Off Stitching, which is again another game from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. So the show Great British Bake Off, she's assigned different stitching amounts to like different things that happen in the show. Here's a list of the projects I'm working on and like the rules. She has a video, it's always linked below, that gives a lot more information and detail than I'm giving you right now. So you can see everything crossed off they've been eliminated. I'm not showing who is going with which project just to, you know, avoid any spoilers if you are trying to watch it. Yeah, so okay, so the first one, so I worked on 6 projects for Great British Bake Off for the last 2 weeks. The first one I worked on was Divine Beasts. So this is a stitch along from, where did my thing go? I'm really unprepared. Okay, so this is a stitch along, or was a stitch along, I guess. She put out the last part this month by Needle-Lot Designs, and it was part of her Ko-Fi like subscribers. So if you were a subscriber of her Ko-Fi, you would be a part of the stitch along and get the pattern. Geez. So, which Needle-Lot Designs also just came out with a new book. So not came out with a new book, but pre-orders are open for her book. It's called Fantasy Cross Stitching, and I'm very excited. It comes out next April. And I have already talked to somebody that we both love Needle-Lot Designs, so we're all ready for a stitch along and whenever that book comes out. But yeah, I love some people have been like, oh, I thought of you when I saw that she came out with her book, because I'm very predictable and I love Needle-Lot Designs. But anyway, what did I do? Okay, so the person who was assigned to this, they got last in technical and they also got eliminated. And I'm not telling you what event happened, what weeks, because I don't remember, first of all. Second of all, no spoilers. But then that means that this one got 700 stitches. I actually got in 739 because when they get eliminated, I will finish off the thread or finish whatever I'm doing, versus if they're still in it, I will hit like the whatever the number is, and like I'll leave a thread hanging because I know it's coming back out again. But yeah, so this is now, oh, I'm stitching this 1/1 28 count lamb's wool jumblin, in all the called for colors. Yeah, so I put in 739 stitches. So this is at a total of 1,830 stitches out of 10,731 stitches. So it's at 17.05%, which I'm actually pretty happy about as far as progress for the year goes. I might try to finish this before her book comes out, but I'm not. I'll just have 2 of her designs going at once. I'm not trying to pressure myself to finish this one. So yeah, what did I do? I finished the face out because I wanted to finish the face before I put it away. And then I just got a lot of this, more of this filled in. And I mean, it's hard to see because there's a lot of light colored stitching here, but it's starting to come in. I feel like the Pegasus itself is like at least half done. Counting that as a win. So probably won't see that one out for the rest of the year. Again, I don't quite know what my November, December plans are, but well, November I'll still be doing Great British Bake Off stitching, so I don't know what my December plans are gonna look like, but that will probably be done for the rest of the year, which, you know, still other things to do. I plan on starting quite a few more projects throughout the rest of the year, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the next one is Moon Deer. So this is a design by Owl Forest Embroidery. This is on 46 count cream and sugar by Fiber on a Whim. I'm doing this 1/2 in the called for Owl Forest specially dyed flosses. So I did, and this person got first in technical, so it got 400 stitches. I put in 419 stitches because I was really close to the end of a thread. So it's now at 5,503 stitches out of 28,147. So is at 19.55%. But I think I put in all of this in those 700 stitches. So it's looking really good. This is eventually going to become a pretty high priority. I might try to do like strand a day or 2 strand a day or something on this one just to get progress on this, because I reached out to Eli of Thick Threads, and we had talked about starting Undina, and I was like, if we don't set a time to start this pattern, I'm just not going to next year. Like the rest of the year is going to be filled up with other starts. So I asked him if he wanted to do a new year, new start with Undina. So that is currently the plan. Whether or not I have this one finished or not, it is what it is. I'm just slowly breaking all of my rules. I will have 2 Owl Forests on the go, and it is what it is. But yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one some more progress just because I'll feel better if this is closer to done. It definitely is not gonna get done by January 1st. That is for sure. But I would like to see more progress on this, just, you know, make me feel better about breaking my rules. It's all self-imposed. There are no rules except my brain. So again, I think it looks really good. These flosses are so pretty. And this is just such a small portion of that huge design. So I'm excited to keep getting work done on that one. And she or he, I don't even know who is assigned to what anymore. So they are still in it because it says here that this was not an elimination stitch. So we'll see it again, at least through Great British Bake Off stitching. Okay, so the next one up, this person got Star Baker and Last in Technical. So it got 875 stitches, and this is Morgan. So this is just 18 count random Aida, like white Aida. And let's see, this is Morgan by Carolyn Manning Designs. I think if you know anything about cross stitch, you could tell that designer right away. I'm doing 2/1 for this because I really want that color saturation. So yeah, 875 stitches. So it's at 6,658 stitches out of 36,481. So it's at 18.25%. And right now I'm just working on this first quadrant here. So in the middle of this is the halfway point. So I've just been doing like at the typewriter methods, like whatever the top one is in this quadrant, I've been choosing that color, and that's what I've been working down through that, that thread. But you know, it's getting progress, and you know, we'll see what happens. Again, this person is still in it. They're not eliminated, so we will see this one again, which is exciting. I like to pull it out. It's not my most exciting piece because I'm not like making images, like the overall image is like a pattern. So it's not something I like reach for often, but I enjoy working on it. And I'm also excited for what the final image will be, if that makes sense. Like I almost have to put this in games because otherwise like I won't even think to pick it up, but I still really, really like it. Like I would never UFO this because I enjoy it. I don't know, it's one of those projects. But I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, next up was Succubus. So this is a pattern from Unconventional Cross Stitch. The art is from, so charted by Unconventional Cross Stitch. The art is by Christopher Lovell, and it is one of my 2 huge full coverages. Oh yeah, that lighting is terrible. I don't know, we'll see if that did anything when it comes time to be done filming. But yes, so this is Succubus, and this person got a handshake. So this got 500 stitches. I put in 512. And so this is at 13,551 out of 362,600 stitches. So it's at 3.74%. So this is probably percentage-wise my least completed whip. What did I do? I got in a lot of this. I started to fill in this portion of the moon here. You can tell, like, look at all those colors. I kind of think that looks fun. Like all the pictures, like the colors being dragged out from where they're parked. Yeah. Not the most exciting progress, but you know, a little bit in there is good. Oh, and this is 2 over 1 half cross on 25 count. Easy grid. Zweigart, right? Yeah, probably. I don't know, is it orange? Yep, it's orange. Says Zweigart. Just a little progress. I mean, those massive ones just take forever. They take forever to work on. Once again, this project got a lot of work on it, which is very exciting. This person got a handshake, Star Baker, and first in technical. So that would be equivalent of 1,350 stitches, which I translated into like X amount of hours, because this isn't in, I'm not stitching this digitally, so I don't know how many stitches I've worked on it, but that is of course Cozy Autumn. So, oh my God, it looks so good. Okay. And I like how many people are finding this brand because of this. And I'm so happy that I've been working on this. Okay, so what did I do? I got all of this greenery completely filled in. I think I finished this book, and I think this book is also done. I pulled in all of this down here. So this is like whatever the lantern is on. I think this is all of that coming down. There's like a blanket over here. I started in on this vase right here and the spoon that is in the mug. So you can see where the mug is going to go. There's like the rim, and then here's, you know, some liquid, and then there's the handle. And then way down over here in the corner, that's the bottom right. So that is like, that's half stitches for, like to show that that blanket is like wrapped around the back here. And you, I mean, you can't see it as well, but that's the genius of dimension and half stitches versus whole stitches or whole crosses. But yeah, man, that looks so, so good. Ugh, I'm loving it so much. And I mean, if this person keeps on going the way they're going, this is gonna get more progress again in the next 2 weeks. And I think that means in November, like regardless of when they leave the competition, like I could get this done, I think. I think at this point I would be really sad to see this like not get finished this year. So, which was unexpected, because when I started this at the beginning of the year, I had no intention of finishing it this year. But man, oh, it's looking so good. Okay, last up for my Great British Bake Off stuff that I worked on. This was another elimination, so this got 500 stitches. And this is, oh, that's a 14 count Black Ada. It's a real list kit called Cozy Autumn. This is a Marejka kit called Wisteria. And I swapped out the fabric for a fabric of the month from Live and Dye LA. She doesn't name them, so I don't remember which month. It'll be on the screen. This got 500 stitches, and I really I worked in the stuff up here. This is one that, unless you get a lot of work in, it's not super exciting, but you know, I started working over, and I'm almost at the like left side of the image, which is exciting. And it's a really pretty blue, like sky blue color. Yep, so again, this is one that now that they are eliminated, we'll probably not get any more progress on until next year. That's okay. All right, so next up, my last category of stitching is temperature stitching. So I updated my graphic because having the like the name of what I'm working on next to the things doesn't really make sense because I'm already next week going to be swapping things out. So I have two temperatures assigned to like a category, and nothing is completed yet, but there are two that will definitely be completed, like that their goal will be completed by my next video. So first up for the focus on a finish category is Book of Deadly Potions. So this is a design from Haunted Frame Stitchery. She's got a ton of these like book type patterns. And this is so close to being done. See, that light is killing me. And another lighting change. We'll just, I'm unsatisfied today. Okay, so this is a 32 count Witcholt Graceful Gray linen. I've come to the realization that yes, it is really stiff. Yes, I don't love working on it, but boy, do my stitches look good because it's so stiff. Like it holds its structure really well that when you're stitching, the stitching, in my opinion, turns out really well. So what did I do on this? I gave you no details about Wisteria. So Wisteria, I put in 509 stitches, so it is at 5,768 stitches out of 27,930, so it's at 20.7%. So I'm happy with that. I mean, that's pretty good progress. I feel like I had a really small start on that at the beginning of this year, so I'm pleased with that progress. So this one, like I mentioned, this will definitely get done soon. I might save this for a treat, for like a retreat finish, because there's probably like 200 stitches left on this plus a tiny bit of back stitch. That was my dog. It scared me. She was shaking. Yes, so it's one animal or the other. You know what I mean? I can't. Okay, so I only have one color left to do on this one. I have the lighter of those green colors, and then just a little back stitching around these guys, and then in the book. So this is so close to being done. So I put in 814 stitches. So it's at 3,073 stitches out of, that doesn't make any sense. So, okay, so 2,073 stitches out of 2,295, or it's at 3,073 out of 3,295. I wrote things down wrong. Either way, I'm at 93.26% of the cross stitches. And yeah, it's really close to being done. So it'll be an exciting finish next time. Oh yeah, all my temperature stitching, this is where I'm like really rotating through like my fall spooky stitching just because it's fun. Okay, so the one to replace that, I'll pop it up. It will be Cozy Little, no it won't be. It'll be Fade Into You. And that will be my next focus on a finish. So the next category is small. So this is anything under 5,000 stitches. And this is Dracula's Castle. From the Witchy Stitcher. This is from her book that she put out just this year. So I put in only 202 more stitches in this, so it's at 829 out of 4,781. So it's at 17.34%. And those numbers are purely, so I took this one and I recharted it because I didn't want to put the words down at the bottom. So what you see here is what I recharted it to be. What did I do? I think I put in this bat, and I worked in like here mainly, I think. Hard to tell when you only do 200 stitches on something, but I think that's what I did. And this is just 2/1 18 count Black Ada, like Zweigart Black Ada. And this category will reach, I'll do 1,000 stitches before I swap this one out. So this one still has like 800 stitches to go. So that, I can't imagine that goal being met by next time. This one, the goal will be met. So this is my medium categories. This is like over 5,000 stitches, but you know, not huge, arbitrary number that I have in my head. It's vibes. This is a medium project. So this goal will also be 1,000 stitches before it's done. This is Demon's Feast from Night Spirit Studios. So this is based off of a woodcut from, I think it's called like, it's from a really old book from like 1720, I want to say, that had like all these really now iconic like woodcut images in it. And so this got 800 stitches even, so it only needs 200 more before I swap it out. It is 2 over 2 on a, I believe this is a 32 count, again, fabric of the month, so it doesn't have a name, from Live and Die LA. And it's at 26 out of 8,429. So it's at 18.1%. And I mean, I added in him. I got this little guy's torso in, and I started working on this demon, and I'm kind of just like going top down, just like bringing stuff down as I see fit. And it's all 310. Whoop. I just think it's so funny. I know that was not the original intention for it to be amusing and funny, but I just get a good chuckle out of every time I stitch on this. Like, look at these people, but like, look at this guy, like with his little cup, just like surrounded by demons. I love it so much. It's so stupid. Yes. So that one will be replaced by Cozy Little Cottage, and I'll throw that up here as well. So might see that one next week or 2 weeks from now. Okay, so the next two, I have 2 slots for my larges, and that's just mainly so I can get more work done on them, because again, they're larges. And the goal for these is 2,000 stitches before I swap them out. And okay, so this is Autumn Girl. This is from Mika Stitches on Etsy. She's a Ukrainian designer. And I put in 605 stitches. So this is at 1,384 stitches out of 32,800 stitches. It's at 4.22%. So yeah, I mainly I was working on background. I think I pulled this down a little bit. So this is like a lamp, and then the background goes around like where the light's streaming down. Yeah, pretty simple to work on. Just a lot of brown half stitches, but you know, it's okay. Got still quite a bit before this one goes away. And last but not least, last thing I worked on was Within a Dream. This is by the Artsy Housewife. Oh, this is coffee dyed 18 count Ada. Okay, Within a Dream. This is by the Artsy Housewife. I got this from her Patreon, but this, since market this year, is widely available. I put in 625 stitches on this. So it's at 7,471 out of 19,643. So it is at 38.03%. And this is 1 over 2 on 46 count Wild Mint linen by Atomic Ranch. And I'm so close to finishing this bird. So all I have left in the Raven is filling in his chest right there. And then he is done. And then I will start pulling down the border here, because right here is halfway. So I'm gonna work on the border, keep pulling that down to the halfway point. Then I'll get the fun stuff in here, and then we'll be halfway done. And these 2 larges, I can't remember if I said, their goal is 2,000 stitches. So once I hit 2,000, then I'll swap them out. So with 600 on both of these, they still have some some progress to go before we swap them out. But yes, talking of swapping out and plans, I did finally receive my fabric for Hot Run Hollow. So I honestly don't think I'm going to start it in the next 2 weeks. I might just, because it's going to be whichever of those two largest comes out of temperature stitching. It's going to go in there to get 2,000 stitches, but it will be on this beautiful purple fabric. So this is Huckleberry, and it's a little bit brighter than I had anticipated from the website, but I'm cool with it. I love a purple for Halloween, so I'm good with this. It's very mottled. I don't think it's going to be an issue, honestly, because a lot of the stuff in Hot Run Hollow is like full coverage, and I think everything's going to pop off this really well. I'm going to do it 1/2 because this is 46 count. And we'll just see. If the colors don't show up, then I will swap. I'll move stuff around. But this is the fabric that I'm going to use. I probably could have gotten away with a smaller cut of it, but I figured we'll just get the big piece. But yes, so it is beautiful. I'm very excited to have it. I'm very glad that it came in. Oh man, but if I don't start it soon, I won't, like before my next video, I won't start it before Halloween. Okay, I might have to start this over the next 2 weeks. We'll see how the next 2 weeks shake out. But yeah, so I'm excited about that. And she did send with that a sample floss pack. Now, Bestitch Me silks are not my favorite, but I am not going to turn down some free floss. And they're in really like vibrant, like beautiful colors. So I will find something to do with this. Yeah, so that's that. I'm very excited to finally have that. So as far as plans, I'm gonna keep going with temperature stitching, keep going with Great British Bake Off stitching, and whip go, so I'll work on Bellatrix before next video. Then let's see what else I do. Oh, my fourth category is usually like my focus. So the only thing I'm putting in focus, and I think it's very doable because I can get stitches on it so quickly, is my Quaternion Creations stitch along, the Burrow Tails stitch along, because that is mainly monochromatic. It's 1/2, which I find easy to work on. And the last piece just came out yesterday for me, so Wednesday. And it's a very adorable bear. So I'm very excited to get that one done and dusted. That'll be my focus for the next 2 weeks. And then it's a lot of stitching, and I do not think I can keep up this pace. So we'll just kind of see what happens over the next 2 weeks. If I need to catch up in November, that's fine, because as of right now, I don't think I'll be doing like my fourth focus category. I'll just be doing my Whip Go, temperature stitching, and Great British Bake Off as like my only stitching for the week. And if I need to, I will cut down on temperature stitching. So I think that's it for plans for the next 2 weeks here. Hey, I felt like I needed to come back on here. This is editing, Becca. And I mentioned my dog, but you almost never see her because she's the best girl. She's the best girl in the world, and she's just over here in blanket land, minding her own business. And she's much better behaved than her sister, who's always in my business. I know. Thank you. You're such a good girl. And I feel like she just doesn't get enough time to shine because she's not as annoying. But this is sweet baby Daphne, who's the ultimate couch pitty and loves blankets and pillows and snuggles all day, every day. And her idea of exercise is twice around the block and she's good to go. So yeah, that's the baby. And back to the video. And, pretty quickly, I'll go through a little bit because I had some exciting knitting progress these last 2 weeks. I got the body of my husband's Ingrid sweater done. So I'm making us both an Ingrid sweater for Christmas sweaters. So this is his. And I finished the body, so I need to just add the neck and then add the sleeves on. And I'm trying to get this one done before the end of the month. I did block it. So it's blocked from up here to here because I wanted to make sure the length was going to be good on him before I bound off the bottom and like before I decided like how long this ribbing was going to be. So yes, so this is the only part that hasn't been blocked yet, and I'm hoping to get the neckline on today. That way I can get the sleeves started and work on those this weekend. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, sleeve island, but realistically, because of the circumference of the body, I find the sleeves so much faster and like more fun to do because you're like constantly moving on to the next thing. Whereas, man, you're working in so many stitches to get around, to get one round in the body. So I'm excited on the progress, and this is Pure Gint. So for me, this is a little scratchy, which is why for mine, I'm doing Pure Gint held with a soft silk mohair by Isair, but mine is in red. And it's also this is the male version of this pattern. And there's also like a women's version, and it has a bigger gauge. I think that gauge calls for a worsted. So that's why I'm doing the DK with the mohair. It also has eyelets in it instead of like these long unbroken barriers between the sections. It's got like eyelet rows. In my version will be smaller. So I think my version is going to go quicker than this one has. Just because my husband is a larger individual than I am. At 6 feet to my 5 foot alone, that's a lot more torso length on his version. So very excited about the progress on that one. And yeah, because once I'm done with this, I need to get working on my nephew's stocking, and then I will be able to work on my sweater. So hoping I can get that done before Christmas, but we will see. Okay, so the last thing is I've been reading more over the last 2 weeks. So one thing that I finished this one, and The Possession of Alba Diaz. Isabel Cañas is one of like slowly becoming like a must-read author for me. So she's come out with one book every year for the past, this is her third one. So she has The Hacienda and she has Vampires of El Norte. And this is my least favorite of the three, and I still really enjoyed this. So like my favorites, I think, are Vampires of El Norte, Hacienda, and then this one, but they're all good. They're all very vibey. They all take place in like historical Mexico, which is not something that I see a lot of in like other books that I've read or have come across. So that's been really interesting to see like cultural differences, see their history. Again, living in America, you'd think I'd know history of like South America / Mexico at all. And realistically, I don't. I think failing of the US history, like educational system, but you know, I know a heck of a lot more about like Europe's history than I do about my own continent's history. So these are kind of fun. I really like these. They're spooky. Yeah, highly recommend. I'm reading two more books right now, like actively, that I'm thoroughly enjoying. So I finally finished the Anita Blake series, which is why I was able to move on to these and move on to some other stuff. So that's been very exciting. I read the two most recent books that I had never read before, so that's also good. I'm all caught up on the 30 books of the Anita Blake series. And I think that's it. Oh, I finished Angels and Demons too. So I started that several weeks ago now, and I finally finished that one this past weekend. I've been doing a lot of like reading and knitting lately. Like I think that's been really good to fully zone out that way, but I think that's it. I did so much crafting in the last 2 weeks, especially because we had that long weekend. So no promises for what's to come in the next 2 weeks. But yeah, that's, I guess, all I have to say crafting wise. Oh, this weekend, what is it, the 18th? What date? 17th? The 18th. If you're going out on the 18th, please be safe. Please be careful. That's all I have to say. Support you, love you. Just be safe. It's necessary. Protesting works. We know this, but just be careful, be safe. And with that, I'm not going to get into anything political this time, I promise. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Please, as I always say, do something for yourself today. I'm going to enjoy probably another cup of coffee, maybe sit outside in the sun for a little bit. I know you've seen the sun go back and forth a lot. Right now it's out. It's finally chilly enough to be outside and not worry about too many mosquitoes or being too hot. So I might grab another cup of coffee, sit outside for a little bit, and I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, I will see you in the next 2 weeks. Bye.